What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to cut your leg inseam to make it shorter if your pants fit too long, like if they go past your ankle or something like that. So we're going to make this nice, simple, and easy. The tools you will be needing today, you could use one of these if you want. This is like a seam ruler, so you just kind of slide this up and down to measure seams and stuff. If you don't have one of these, that's totally fine. You can just use a regular tape measure, ruler, whatever you have. Use some pretty nice fabric shears. These are great. If you have regular scissors, that should be fine too. All right, let's get started. Kind of lay out your pants flat like this. A nice even canvas right here. I'm probably gonna cut them like about 3 or 4 inches. You're gonna want to roll it up. Make sure it's the length that you want it to be, because basically what we're gonna do, we are literally just gonna put a stitch right here along this edge, super fast and easy, and then we're gonna cut the rest off. So when we fold it out, it should look something like that. Now that we're here, we're gonna wanna make sure that these, kind of like this little square right here, lines up with the same edge that it's on. So as you can see, it is on the right of this stitch. So when you fold it, you're going to want to make sure it lines up exactly so. So you got the square stitch, so that way when you sew it, you fold it out, it's exactly how it was. Cool. Grab your handy dandy tool. This is definitely not 4 inches. We're going to start off with 3. See what that does. So again, you just want to make sure that everything is nice and even. Honestly, if you guys haven't, you could also use these clips. Pretty handy, just to make sure you keep all your clothes in place. So like this stitch right here, I have the square on the right side of it. I just pin it like so it doesn't move on me anymore. And then I'll just basically do the same thing along the whole edge. So now you're going to take your measurement. If you don't have one of these, you could also just use a regular tape measure or ruler, whatever you have. So same thing, just kind of go around, make sure that the whole fold is about the same length. Looks like it's about 2 3/4. And that looks good. So now we just get onto the sewing part. One thing I totally forgot to mention. So you're gonna wanna make sure that both the front and the back of this are equal in length, because you don't want this side to be all long and then this one to be short, because then that'll just look weird. Now you bring it over to your sewing machine. I have this thread picked out here. It's almost identical in color, not exactly, but does the job. Good enough for me. I'm just gonna get this thing nice and set up and let's go. Bobbin. This is probably the worst part about it. Got to put the bobbin in there, but to thread it, it's really weird. Got a little diagram right here to show you, which is pretty nice, but it's still kind of tricky to get that in there. Okay, that actually wasn't as bad as I remember. Anyways, it's in there. It's all set up. Now it's time for the fun part. So what you're going to want to do is just grab this, slip it in there like so. And align your foot and your needle so that when the needle drops, it goes through the point that you want it to. So I'm aiming for this seam right here. You could go for the stitch itself, but I think it'll just look better if I just aim right here, right under that little crease. So let's do it. So the way you could check to see if your needle lines up is you just rotate that dial on the right side of your machine to see if the needle aligns with where you want it to go. So when you slowly go in, if it hits that mark that you want it to hit, then that's how you know it's going to line up. So you're just going to want to keep that centered as the fabric gets fed into the machine. So let's get started. So when you guys are doing this, you're going to want to really take your time. Go slow, it's not a race. Just feed it through nice and slow. Make sure that foot is catching on. At this point right here, I'm gonna do a reverse stitch. So I'm gonna cross it, I'm gonna go back, and then I'm gonna go forward again. And I'm gonna continue the stitch and rotate the pants so that way it gets fed through the machine. Make sure you drop your presser foot, I almost forgot that. Just like that. And then once you're done, you get to the end, just spin that dial, bring that needle up, and you're done. Now all you have to do is bring your pant leg out. My machine has a little cutter right here, so I can just bring the threads, cut it, and there you go. That is on there pretty solid. If you want, you could tie these two ends off together. That's what I usually do just for extra security. So just tie it like so, a couple will do. And then you just cut off these ends right here and we'll move on to the next step. Now that this is all sewn together, look at that. All you have to do is fold it inside out like so. Now you're just gonna cut right below that stitch you made. So all this fabric is just gonna come off. Grab your nice shears and cut that off. I usually like to start a notch and then work my way around, just so I know that everything I cut is clean and even. And there you have it. Just flip it inside out, and there you go. There is your new inseam. And now all you gotta do is just do the same thing for the other side and your pants will be done. Alright, so I just got the second side done and it's looking pretty good too. Pretty much the same process as the first side. Did the reverse stitches right here just to give it a little bit extra strength, and I think it came out pretty good, pretty solid. So I'm going to try them on now, see how good they fit. I might cut it maybe another inch depending on how baggy it is, but we will see. If you guys want to see more of that, just give me a follow. Catch you on the next one. You know where to find me. See you.